There's a person in your life who sees everything and shows nothing. They know your news before you get the chance to tell it. They've seen every story, every post, every quiet update you didn't think anyone caught. But open their profile, one blurry photo from 4 years ago, then nothing. People have started calling them ghost scrollers, and here's the thing nobody expects. There are far more of them than the loud ones, and you probably can't quite work them out. Are they bored with all of it? Depressed? Hiding something? A little stuck up? We reach for those explanations because silence makes us uneasy. We're wired to fill it in. But what if it isn't a symptom of anything? What if it's a choice? A good one? And this isn't some cute theory. Back in 2021, Pew actually sat down and measured it on Twitter. The loudest quarter of users had written 97% of all the tweets. Everyone else, every other person combined, accounted for 3%. So that feed that feels like the whole world is talking at once? It's really a tiny stage, a few people performing under the lights, and a huge stadium of quiet ones watching in the dark. And that stadium is where most of us actually live. Which means the real question was never, what's wrong with the quiet ones? Flip it. What did they quietly figure out? The thing everyone louder somehow missed. Start with control. Every time you post, you take a piece of your life and hand it to a crowd, and then you wait to find out what they'll do with it. And here's the catch. The second it's out there, you don't own what it means anymore. A photo you loved becomes a thing people read into. Your good news becomes someone else's reason to feel behind. You made it. They get to decide what it says about you. You put up the photo. Then you check. 4 likes, you check again. And now you're doing math you'd be embarrassed to say out loud. Who saw it and stayed silent, and what that silence meant. Your brain quietly files that little number under how I'm doing in life. Psychologists call it self-monitoring. You start watching yourself through the crowd's eyes. The photo stopped being a memory the second it went up. Now it's a scoreboard, and you can't stop reading the score. And there's a reason that little number has such a grip on you. The like button doesn't pay out on a schedule. Sometimes a post lands, sometimes it dies, and you never know which. So you keep checking. That's the exact trick a slot machine runs. Psychologists call it variable reinforcement. The reward you can't predict is the one you can't stop chasing. The quiet ones aren't stronger than you. They just walked away from the machine before it learned their name. So they just don't get on the ride. Not because they feel nothing. They watched what all that scorekeeping does to a person and decided one quiet afternoon was worth more than a number. And once that scoreboard's gone, you notice something you were standing too close to see. Most of us aren't sharing our lives online. We're performing them. You don't post the Tuesday you cried in the parking lot. You post one good angle, of one good hour, of one good day. It's not lying, exactly. It's editing. And after enough years of it, you can half believe the edit. You almost forget the parking lot ever happened. It isn't shyness. It's closer to quitting a job nobody ever admitted was a job. The unpaid, around-the-clock work of being your own publicist. Think about what that job actually asks. Keep a feed fed. Stay interesting. Have opinions on cue. Turn your Saturday into content by Sunday. Nobody hired you, nobody pays you, and the deadline never stops. The quiet ones just handed in their notice. Take that scoreboard away, and something in your chest loosens. There's a whole pile of research on social comparison. The low, humming habit of measuring your own life against everyone else's highlights. People who mostly watch instead of post carry less of it. Less of that 2 a.m. feeling that everyone else somehow got further, faster, with less effort. Ask a ghost scroller why they don't post, and you rarely get, "I'm scared." You get a shrug. "I just didn't have anything to add." They'll draft the comment, read it back, and quietly delete it. Not out of terror, but because they did the math, and being seen just wasn't worth the risk of being misread. There's a subtler cost. almost invisible from the inside. The moment you post for an audience, the audience moves in. You start writing captions in your head at dinner. Slowly you're editing yourself, not for the person across the table, but for the crowd in your pocket. The quiet ones never let that crowd in. So the version of them you meet is the only one. Nobody's being managed backstage. There's another thing they quietly stepped out of. When you post, you're expected to have a take on the news, the drama, whatever everyone's angry about today. Stay silent and it starts to look like you don't care. So people perform opinions they haven't finished thinking. The quiet ones let themselves not know yet. They get to sit with a thing before deciding how they feel about it, which it turns out is where actual thinking happens. And there's a part almost nobody thinks about. Everything you post is permanent. It doesn't fade. It sits on a server, time-stamped, waiting. And the person who scrolls it back in 5 years won't really be you. The joke that killed in 2019 reads differently now. The opinion you were so sure of becomes the thing you have to explain. You're leaving a paper trail for a stranger who just happens to share your name. And here's a strange one. There's research on what they call the photo-taking impairment effect. Snap a moment to post it, and you actually remember it worse. Your brain hands the remembering over to the camera and clocks out. So the more of a night you document, the less of it you keep. Their life stays off the record. Not hidden, just theirs. The trip happened. The heartbreak happened. The best night of the year happened. None of it got filed away for strangers to flip through. It only lives in the people who were actually there. And here's the quiet payoff they'd never brag about. When you're not busy performing, all that attention has to go somewhere, so it goes outward. They read a room better than anyone standing in it. Who's pretending? Who's hurting behind the vacation photos? Which friendships are real and which ones are just tagged? It's not a gift they were born with. It's just what you start noticing once you're finally done watching yourself. So here's the turn. We keep framing silence as fear. They're insecure. They're hiding. Something must be a little broken in them. Sometimes, sure. Silence can be a wall someone's hiding behind. But just as often, it's the exact opposite of fear. It's a person who simply no longer needs the room to applaud to feel real. Think about what it actually takes to catch a moment worth sharing. The sunset, the laugh, the win you waited years for. And just let it be yours. Not upload it, not caption it, not wait for the little hearts. Just stand inside it, fully, and let it pass unwitnessed by anyone but you. That's not weakness. That's a kind of confidence most of us are still quietly working toward. So next time you land on that empty profile, the friend who sees everything and posts nothing, skip the pity. They're not the one missing out. They just stopped narrating it. And maybe try it once. The next good moment you get, don't post it. Don't caption it. Tell one person who was there, or tell nobody at all. And just watch what your chest does when there's no score to check. That quiet name in your feed might turn out to be the freest person in it.